skateboard, I have 5 kids, and I teach people how to do masterminds. Make it easy.
There we go. Well, hello and welcome to the show. It's Robert Lyon here with the amazing Chris Williams, and I'm super excited to talk to you, my friend. If you've ever thought about getting into coaching or masterminds or launching anything like that, this is going to be a great episode for you to listen to. So, Chris, just why don't you introduce yourself and just kind of tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you're up to.
Robert, and all you Robert fans out there, it's fun. Like, you found your person. Obviously, lean on this guy. He can teach you everything. So, man, we have fun. We build high-ticket masterminds for experts in the business world. It's super straightforward. Love what I do. We have a mastermind that teaches how to build a mastermind. It's very circular.
Very meta.
The first e-course I ever bought was from what was the guy's name? I forget. Anyway, he's teaching create awesome online courses. That's his brand. And he's freaking selling a course on how to create online courses. And I was like, it dawned on me like halfway through his course, I was like, that's freaking genius. Yeah. I just bought a course on building courses.
I think you've tapped into something very powerful. You know, like if you've never been in a coaching space, you know how fast, like one-on-one, you get burnt out. You know, if you do one-on-one, you're helping people, but your time is very valuable. And then you just got to keep raising your prices or you're not doing it. And then the group coaching model it's just a new found way to help people in bulk and really get yourself out there. So I guess let's take it back, and you can take me back in time a little bit. How did your coaching career and your coaching business kind of start?
So I read this book called 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss.
Classic.
We've all got the book. Most of us have read it, and nobody ever just does what it says to do. So yeah. I was working 16-hour days when I picked that book up, running a digital marketing agency for surgeons and subspecialties. We're bringing them leads, right? We still own that business. 16-hour days, 4 months later, after reading the book the first time and then doing it the second time, I quadrupled my income and was working 4 hours a day instead of 16 hours a day. Couldn't freaking believe it. 5 or 6 months after that, I was down to like 2 hours a week. Right now, that agency takes up maybe an hour and a half of my time a week. And it's blowing and going. Systems and processes and people, right? No big deal. When I realized I was good at that, all of a sudden everybody was asking, Chris, how do you live the lifestyle you live? Like, how do y'all travel? We have 5 kids. Why do I always see you at Starbucks instead of in an office? Like, are you selling drugs? What are you doing? Right. So I think selling drugs would have been a faster way to success, actually. But it has this dead end street at the end of it. That sounds kind of awkward. So I realized like, I can sell this. I can sell the actual execution of what I learned in the 4 Hour Work Week. And so I built a mastermind around teaching people systems and processes and hiring the team and like delegating it out and getting it running. That was our first intro into like information selling. And man, I did it wrong the first time. So I figured that out. I know I can sell this. I spent the next 5 years building 5 e-courses and spent over $100,000 in ads to fill the funnel, right? Sold 1 e-course.
No.
It was a $2,000, 1997, right? And the guy who bought it never even logged in and opened it. I still believe that was Jill, my wife, who bought it, just trying to make it feel good. So we're like deep in, 5 years in. Finally, I go to, do you mind if I mention brands and names here? Is that okay?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Make it real.
Finally, I go find this guy named Russell Brunson. He has this software you might have heard about called ClickFunnels. I still don't know how to log into ClickFunnels. I don't know how to build a funnel. I went straight past all the convention stuff, straight to people I knew in the organization. I was like, I want to be in the mastermind. What's his big one, right?
Yeah.
A few months later, after like sending income documents and like verifying, I mean, they screen hard over there. I was in a room with 50 other people in Boise, Idaho, doing Russell's mastermind.
Jealous. That sounds pretty awesome.
Told them the same thing I just told you. We're all like holding the big, foam microphone square. You toss it around the room, right? We're holding that. It's my turn. 5 minutes into this thing, I'm like, told them what I just told you. And they're like, cool. How's the mastermind? I'm like, it's awesome. I've been here, I don't know, a couple of hours. Love you guys. I'm just super grateful to be here. Like, no, Chris, how's your mastermind? The one you lead? It's like, I don't have a mastermind. I'm freaking doing e-courses and selling ebooks like the rest of you guys. I got the funnel thing built. And they're like, oh, no. We all started with a high ticket mastermind, got paid to confirm our market, to build out all of our material. And then we built the value ladder backwards downhill from there. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So 2 months later, dude, I had a full mastermind and we were off to the races.
I love it. I love what you just said too. Build it backwards. Have the high ticket mastermind and then build the funnel the other way. That's
I mean,
genius.
you're in sales, you know how it is. I
Mhm.
mean, all you folks listening in, y'all know that Robert sells everything like magic, and selling a $10 item or a $10,000 or $100,000 item is the same amount of work. You got to
Yeah,
find a prospect, you got to close a deal. Why not start with a $100,000 item?
exactly. We were actually just launching to sell stuff to real estate agents, and we were trying to sell it for like $67 without talking to them or doing anything, just blast, blast, blast. And then I finally got on the phone and I was like, I'm not selling for six, I'm selling for $1,000. And that's how we got the first customer compared to everything
Yeah.
else. It was just like, nobody believes you unless you're on the phone or you talk to them. So it's really great. And now how do you help your students now form your offers? Because I mean, that's kind of the first thing. It's like, if you're going to build this big, beautiful brand that's going to make your family tons of money and help people all over the place, how do you help people, find their offers or get away from shiny object syndrome and just focus on like one thing to sell? Do you have like a formula, or just what do you think about that?
Yeah, so we do actually. In fact, we in the mastermind, I teach two of the masterminds at Group Coach Nation. The one I'm teaching right now, we just got done with offer creation.
Cool.
But here's the thing: there was two steps before offer creation that made offer creation happen, and we spent 2.5 weeks on just offer creation. We got in deep. The steps before that are really identifying your market and then understanding what your market's dreams, drains, and doubts are.
Yeah.
Most of us are scared to niche down and really dial it in, but it's so much easier. If you ever had any copywriting experience, anybody listening in, or any website, video experience, whatever, content creation, the more dialed into the person you're selling to you can be, the more they're going to feel like you're talking directly to them. So be dialed in. You're gonna turn off half the world. It's okay. The other half is plenty big. So dial it in, and then really identify what that space's needs are. Like, what do they want? What are their dreams? What are they trying to accomplish? Know that, like, be able to write a page in their diary. What are their drains and their doubts? What are the external and internal things that are really pulling them down and keeping them from achieving that thing, that business growth, that dream, that relationship, that lifestyle, whatever it is? What's keeping them back outside of their control and the stuff in their own head and heart? Once you crack the code on that, once you can clearly identify that, you could stand up in front of a room of those kinds of people and say, hey, can I just shout out? I think a lot of you guys, raise your hand. Are you interested in this? And is this what's holding you back? And is this what you believe about yourself? If half the group's raising their hands when you say that kind of stuff, you got it. Now creating an offer is just simply something that helps them get the dream and overcome the drain and the doubts. It's super easy if you have the setup correct. But you don't get the setup by selling low ticket offers. You get the setup by asking people what their dreams, drains, and doubts are. It's not complicated.
I love it. I was actually, I thought about this a lot because I do tons of sales, and I seem to be selling the American dream consistently. The American dream is, I only want to work a couple hours a day or a couple hours a week. I want to make, $10,000 at least a month. I don't want to have a boss and I want it to be easy, and it's just like, it sounds beautiful, but then you also got to have the follow through and you got to have the coach. And what's crazy though, is like you said, I read the 4-hour work week, is like, there are actual things out there that could totally change people's lives and genuinely deliver the value. But you have to basically also give them that kind of like sexy vision of what their life could be. So it's just a interesting dynamic of selling the information age and selling the American dream, and then also backing it up though with amazing results. And that's how you really, I think, create like an amazing group coach and an amazing thing like you're building. So I think it's amazing.
Can I throw one thing in there? And before we jump to the next question, the space that you fill, Robert, for all of you listening in, Robert and I do very different things, right? I help people build high ticket masterminds. Robert helps people sell their stuff. So you got to have both. Like, and here's where we all fall as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as coaches, consultants, whatever you call yourself. We either love the teaching and the helping and seeing someone change their life. That's kind of a personality style. Or we love the hunt, the chase. We love closing the deal. We love prospecting and selling, that kind of thing. Few people actually love both sides. Some people do, but it's usually kind of divided there. And if you don't have that high ticket offer figured out yet, Like lean into GroupCoachNation.com. That's my organization, or somewhere. Lean in somewhere. Figure it out. If you hate selling, lean into Robert's organization. Like get the team in place. All the people that you know that have been most successful have stopped recreating the wheel, and they figured out, as we've all read the quotes and read the books, it's all about the people you have. It's about finding the experts and just following it. Like, yeah, I know we all hear it, but oh my gosh, as entrepreneurs, Robert, I don't know about you, but I hate freaking taking advice. And I know I can do it better if I just figure it out myself. But it's just not true.
No,
I don't have
you
time
need
for that
help.
anymore.
You need help from people that have already done it as well. So that's like the biggest thing. There's selling the American dream, but there's also skipping all of the time wasting effort of beating your head against the wall by yourself, and as opposed to finding someone who has already done it and can show you how to do it and get you where you want to go. And it's beautiful. And I think everyone needs a mentor at some point. Everybody needs someone to take them to that next level. And that's what I love doing, is basically going out there and kind of pushing them over the edge to get to that help that they need to get them to that next level, to change their life, to change their future. So
I love that. And
that's
Robert
great.
and I would both tell all of you, like, it doesn't have to be Chris Williams or Robert Lyon. It does not have to be. There are plenty of experts out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear anything from us, you're like, well, crap, guys, quit selling yourself. We're not. I promise. The thing you need to take away is, okay, I'm getting a vision for where I want to go. I'm going to go find a person who's already succeeded at that. No BS, no pictures in front of Ferraris. No, for real, they succeeded at it. And I'm going to call that person up, and I'm going to find out what to do next. Find your person and lean in and take significant action. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also just being honest, like it's sometimes with yourself, like, hey, I need help in this certain area. I'm going to find out who is the absolute best in this area that's already done it. And I'm just going to basically go learn everything I can from them and copy them in a way, and make myself as good as I can. So, I mean, obviously let's talk about sales. I love it. So like you got these big masterminds. How are you taking the average Joe to becoming the mogul, or like the head of these companies, and then, building it? Basically, first we said, you find your audience, you clearly, like clarity, I think is big for sales, right? Clarity is everything. If you can clearly explain who you are, what you offer, and then in a room full of people, point them out and say, I can help you specifically. That's an amazing thing that you can do. But nowadays there's just so many things, so many social media, create content, explode everywhere, shake your butt for the TikTok algorithm all day. Like, what are you enjoying right now? And what are you seeing success for your students in sales and just building these mastermind groups?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot in that question. Let's talk
Yeah,
about what channel you're marketing or prospecting or attracting people on, and how you're doing it. The best advice I have for anybody is just be yourself. All right.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, I got to get a TikTok, or wasn't there this thing called Clubhouse for a while?
No, I had people like blowing me up, paying money to get an invite to something that nobody remembers anymore.
Yeah.
It was cool though.
So whatever your jam is, do that. Like if you love Facebook, then be on Facebook. If you love LinkedIn, be on LinkedIn. Like hang out on the platform you're comfortable with, because your people are going to be there and you're going to be most natural there. If you're a super hyper energetic communicator, do that. If you're a super chill, laid back, methodical person, do that. Because in every market, there are people that will align and be attracted to you and your personality and the way you do it. And if you sell the person on your fake self, you got to keep doing that for the next 6 months, year, whatever. And that's not cool. It's going to exhaust you. If you want to be sustainable, you got to be yourself. That's number one. And it's, believe it or not, you don't have to be like everybody else. I don't ever, by the way, Robert, I don't know about you, but I don't scroll on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I do my job and I get out.
Yeah.
Because it makes me want to be something I'm not. It makes me feel inferior. And that's not helpful.
Truth.
So that's that side. The sales side of it is a process. And Robert, I'm sure you talk about this on your show before. It's not just about, do I have a zinger for a one-line close? It's really about being on the call with the right person and really listening to what they need. And if you have an offer that helps them, make the offer. If you can connect with somebody else that can help them better, do that. Do the right thing for the person on the call. But what happens before that call, the relationship build, the actual attraction, and like getting out there and meeting people virtually or in person and building relationships before the call, that makes the call a non-issue. Then it's I know why we're here. Let's see if we can work together. And that's meaningful in the high ticket spaces. People who buy seats at high ticket masterminds, they're legit. We have all legit people in our mastermind, and they don't go for the sales spin. They know what's real and what's not. And so authenticity wins every time in the high ticket space.
That's awesome. And I agree. I think there's so much you can do still with marketing and getting your voice out there as well. And it's a combination of both. But I think in the high ticket space, you're right. You really want quality over quantity, I guess. But as you're building up to that point, you do need to have that moment of where you're just like going everywhere and trying to get everybody to at least hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? And in this noisy world, you got to stand out in certain ways. What we've been finding is we do three things. We do basically, we want to build authority, right? You got to have content like what you're doing, go out on podcasts, do PR stuff, have all your brands and everything look really great. So that's a really big thing. And then what obviously we do and what I preach is go out there and sell, go out there and you're not selling like the course, you're not selling a mastermind, you're just selling like a meeting or you're just selling them value. And I always say, give value freely, like give them as much value as you possibly can, and then sell the meeting. And then on the meeting, you make them an offer. And if they close, then it's beautiful, and then you move on to the mastermind and you go on if they're broke or if it's not a right fit, or whatever it is, then they can still hang out and they got free value out of you. And that's just like, you're still doing good for the world. So it's all about outbound sales, building authority. And I do like to be omnipresent. So I still like, the Grant Cardone thing and the Gary Vee thing where you're just like all over everything, but you don't want to do that. You want to find a way to outsource that. So you make one piece of really good content per week. You break it down into, 1-minute videos. You put those videos on like TikTok, YouTube, everywhere that you possibly can. You basically filter all those to funnel back to like a Facebook group or something that you're building, some channel, your podcast or YouTube channel. And then from there, you give live videos, once a week or twice a week to your community that you're building. And then from there, you're also hitting them up in the DMs and you're sending them emails and stuff like that. And all that put together is generating tons of power, I guess, for your mastermind, power for your coaching business, power for what you really want to do. And it's reaching the right people. And it's just kind of like, it sounds like a lot, but if you keep it simple, you hire a team or you really just kind of make a process where you're just doing these things and then you hire some sales guys and you start crushing it and start making a lot of money. Your coaching business goes from like a fantasy to powerhouse. You really have blown it up. So I think that's what I like to do. And that's what I like to think about. How big are your guys' masterminds and your groups getting? Are they like, you getting big arenas full or little groups or what is it like?
That's a good question. So at Group Coach Nation, we're all about the real deal mastermind. Cool. So I lead 2 different masterminds personally at Group Coach Nation. The advanced, we have 3 levels, beginner, advanced, and pro. I lead the advanced and pro levels. And my masterminds have between 15 and 35 people in them.
Beautiful.
We're talking real masterminds. This is not mastermind as in we sell a bunch of seats and we deliver e-courses with, a weekly Q&A call. Yeah. We literally do masterminds. We put real experts in the seats. And truly, Robert, if I wasn't in the Zoom room or in the physical room, these people would be just fine without me. People buy into our masterminds because of the quality of people in our masterminds. And we launch other masterminds rapidly because of that.
That's so cool. That's the type of mastermind I love. The one that I'm thinking about, the one that I always am building is like, they've got like some little one-liner that really hits hard and then they just sell the crap out of it at like $5,000. And it's beautiful for some people. It changes a lot of lives, but there's a higher impact for different kind of people. And I love to hear, I guess, more about that. How did you find like your first, 10 people for your real core mastermind? And then like, what are you guys talking about, I guess, in your meetings and things like that?
So let's say how we found the first ones, and it evolves. So relationships evolve. Our first round of this, there were amazing people in our mastermind that I was like thrilled to have in there, but they weren't near the level of our current mastermind members, because you kind of got to reach for, I want the highest quality person I can access right now to be in my mastermind. I want 10 of those people, 15 of those people, 5, whatever. And I want to invest and make sure all their lives change. If you do that well, over the course of several rounds of that, the marketing you're doing, the outreach you're doing, the selling you're doing, the referrals you start getting, it turns into something much, much bigger. If you do good work, it starts climbing. We have a lot of systems and processes we follow to make sure that happens, but it's predictable. Now our masterminds are full of, honestly, Robert, this is going to sound crazy. And for all you listening in, I'm sorry if this makes me sound like I don't know what I'm doing, but truly, I am like a fan of the people in my mastermind. Like every mastermind group I get to start once a quarter, we start a new group of 15. I'm always like giddy, like wishing I could get their autographs. Like these people are way cooler than I am, but they're in our mastermind because what we do is put together those kind of people so they can meet each other, share audiences, make connections, and all instantly launch high ticket programs. And it's, I can't say it enough. I'm like just thrilled to be in the room. They're just super cool people.
Well, those are the people I want to hang out with. I'm jealous, man. You figured it out, man. That's so cool. No, that's great. So how does one start one of these super masterminds? I mean, we talked about you make an offer, what, I guess I have a couple, selfish questions. Like what platform do you guys like to use? Do you have like a fancy thing? Do you just hop on a Zoom calls? Is there do you have something?
Oh yeah. Thursday is our mastermind call day and we on Zoom. Yeah.
It's all on Zoom.
Nobody who's for real cares. It's just,
yeah.
Hey, who's in the group? Let's get it done. Let's make the connections. We're starting ours in 2 weeks and let's get it rocking. Like, it's really simple. We give everybody our program, like the entire formula set, the software, staff support, like we're there to get it done. Everybody in our groups are busy and they want to get it done. They already have execution teams and they're just trying to get started. They just want to turn the key. But they, as a consultant, as an expert, as an author, coach, speaker, whatever they're doing internationally, they want to be in the room with the other people who are doing the same thing. So our entrepreneurs, our experts hang out in my Zoom room, and then my team supports the executors of the teams that are joining so that they can get all the behind the scenes stuff done so that the experts don't have to get too down in the weeds and just get to do the right things.
That's awesome. Dog barked. He got excited too.
That's good. I know, it's exciting, right? What's your dog name?
His name's Sprocket. He's a golden
Sprocket. Oh, I love that. That's a good shop dog name. I love it.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, I just want to keep picking your mind on this kind of stuff. I mean, just give everybody who just would love to get something like this started. Is there a roadmap or just like advice that you have for someone that would love to have their own private mastermind?
Yeah. Let me give you 2 pieces of advice. Number 1, go to GroupCoachNation.com. If there's any plug I'll make selfishly here, just go to GroupCoachNation.com. We're going to help you sort out, are you a beginner, an advanced, or a pro level person there, right at the top of that first page. And we want you just to see where you are now and like what your next steps would be. If you're discovering, do I want a mastermind? What is a mastermind? What does it even look like? That's a beginner thing. We got like free videos for you to watch and just see how it works. We have recordings of our mastermind sessions in there for you to like peek in and see, oh, this is what it looks like. And then we also have stuff for the advanced, the pro level folks. Like we have a lot of content there to make sure if you're actually ready to do this, you're doing the work to get the results. All of us are past this get rich quick crap. It doesn't take long to start a mastermind, but do the right work, be strategic and execute. So go to GroupCoachNation.com. That's that. And then really, if you think, I got this, Chris, like I want to do this, I'm for real. There's ways to reach out to us on GroupCoachNation.com. Like ask our team questions, ask me questions, like ask questions, set up a call with somebody on my team, like sort it out. We're happy to help. You don't have to buy something. We just want to make sure if we can help you move forward or meet somebody in our community who'd help you move forward or answer questions or like, it's okay. Just ask your questions because we're all in this together.
I like it. I like it a lot. Now I want my own big high ticket mastermind. I'm
dude, you know how amazing
how they would do it.
You know how amazing, like this is fun to talk in front of everybody right here. You know how amazing a mastermind on just focusing on converting high ticket sales opportunities would be, like where all you did was dial deep into here's the sales process, here's the setup, here's the close, here's the transit. Like if you just spent 8 or 12 weeks taking people from average salesperson to crushing it on 50K offers or 100K offers, dude, that'd be worth its weight in gold. Everybody would win.
Sold. Everybody got to join the
Yeah, we'll drop a link down here below.
Robert Lyon right now.
Do I get an affiliate fee for this?
You do. You get equity in the business and everything. We're ready to go, man. Oh, that's so cool, man. I love it. And how long has the Group Coaching Nation been rocking and rolling?
A couple of years. We started pre-pandemic in 2018, I think. I mean, everything's a blur now, right?
Yeah.
I was super glad though, because we run, as we've mentioned, the other digital agency where I don't spend a lot of time. I mean, I probably work 8 to 10 hours total. So probably 8 hours a week in leading the masterminds. It's not a labor intensive process if you do it right. But before the pandemic, we were crushing it on both sides, the mastermind side and the done for you agency. But because I work with surgeons and subspecialties and bring them leads in our done for you marketing agency, man, one Tuesday in March 2020, we lost 90% of our income in one afternoon.
Wow.
Because all the surgery centers closed down. The hospitals were locked up. I mean, it was done.
Right.
I was so freaking glad that I had an information-based business because it completely like supported and had the inverse, investment effect. When one investment goes down, you want another one going up to balance out. It's just been the greatest thing ever. So shout out to all you Group Coach Nation folks. Like, me and my team are super grateful. We didn't have to lay anybody off. We kept rocking and rolling. We were able to create great content for everybody. And I just love everybody in my community. Shout out to all you guys. Y'all are the best. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Chris, I really appreciate like the paradigm shift, because I've been stuck in the brain like set of like, you got to do like kind of high ticket coaching. We sell mostly things for like 5 to 15 grand or whatever it is. But I love the idea now of having a big mastermind where it's only the true quality people. Because when these other group coaching things is like, we're selling like cheap courses and then we let people in, on like price, on like payment plans and stuff like that. And they always kind of turn to be like a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? We want to give as much value as we possibly can, but I love the quality and the idea. So I appreciate you for just sharing that with everybody and just kind of giving me myself a paradigm shift that there's bigger ways to do this. There's bigger ways to think. You got any insight? I guess, what are some of the best things that you've learned, I guess, building these big high ticket masterminds that maybe you could share with everybody?
That's a good question. First up, don't reinvent the wheel. When I went to ClickFunnels and learned how to do this, it wasn't something I learned from ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels doesn't teach this. It was the people in the high ticket mastermind I was part of that taught me how to do this. ClickFunnels just gave me a room of high quality people to accomplish my goals in. And that's what we've adopted, that same model, like right people, right place, it gets work done. So number one, don't reinvent the wheel. Hang out, like buy, force, get relationships, whatever. Get in the room with people who are getting the real deal stuff done, and you will get stuff done. They're only there for one reason, that's to get stuff done, make relationships happen. Yeah. That'd be the first one. Don't reinvent the wheel, get with the right people. Number two, I would say, this is probably number one to what I just said, the precursor. You got to find your person you trust. And that truly, Robert, and all of you listening, as we all know, that's actually pretty difficult in today's world. We all look online and we see people doing super cool things and you think, that's kind of sketchy. I don't know if I can believe that, right? It's all a big brag fest. Like, find the person who's doing or already done what you want to do, stalk them for a while and make sure they're legit. And then like lean in, see what they got. Start going down the path. Test the water, make sure they're trustworthy, look for referrals, look at their reviews, do whatever you got to do, but make sure they're legit and take action. Otherwise, you're gonna be in the same place you are now. You're gonna be there 2 years from now. And you could be so far ahead in 2 years.
True. Mic drop. I mean, I love it. So, I mean, I really appreciate you coming on. I've got 2 last questions that I really want to ask. But before we get into that, where do you hang out most on social media, or just everybody should just go to Group Coach Nation, or where's the best ways to get in touch with you? Honestly,
again, Group Coach Nation has our social media links on it and all the different pathways you could go down for whatever you need. Group Coach Nation's there, and we're happy to help.
Love it. So this is a question I kind of ask everybody that comes on the show, but what is it that motivates you? What gets you that fire inside to keep going every day and keep crushing? What is it?
Robert, I didn't see that question coming. I might cry on this one because I didn't see it coming. I have one tattoo. It's on the inside of my left bicep. Small tattoo, small biceps. I'm a pretty skinny guy. So it says free, FREE.
Mm.
This month, actually, I'm 5 years away from, I'm 5 years away right now from being suicidal right now.
Oh, wow.
Um, and all of my business models over the past 15 years have been focused on being free. Like that has become such an anchor point, a rock for me in my life. And building masterminds and helping other people do that, I know that the people in my group make a ton of money and change a lot of lives. But the cool thing is that the people they impact, like we're reaching thousands of people by just helping a few key leaders make even bigger impact. And we're setting people free. It could be financially, it could be relationally, it could be in their business, whatever. Like freedom is such an undervalued concept in our culture. And we sell our freedom every day to the whims of bad relationships or debt collectors or social media channels or Netflix. We sell our freedom away. Like we're here to build freedom for the people we touch, the people they touch, the people they touch, etc. That's the answer to your question.
That's awesome. It's in alignment with where I'm at too. Just freedom above everything is very important. I mean, obviously you got to do a lot of other stuff, but that self-made freedom that, only can come from hard work and figuring these things out is very important, I think, to hopefully a lot of listeners and everybody out there. So I love that. Thank you so much, man, for sharing. And then the other question that I have is the word is impact is what I'm looking for, but what's one habit that you've added to your life either recently or whenever that has had genuine impact on your life for the better, basically?
It's been trying to create some sort of an adventure weekly. So adventure kind of feeds the fire for me. I think that's pretty true for a lot of entrepreneurs. Sometimes we're entrepreneurs because we like the adventure of the business run. Mm-hmm. I try to do a non-entrepreneurial adventure every week. Nice. If you look at my bio, there's a lot of stuff in there. That's the kind of stuff I do. I do that because I'm not focused on building an entrepreneur mega ship. I'm interested in creating space to create freedom for myself and others. And the more adventure I seem to throw into my life, the more clarity about the strategy for my own life and how I can help others starts popping into my head. Sitting in front of the computer, banging your head against the screen for 60 hours a week just simply doesn't produce strategy. It just produces burnout. Yeah. So yeah, creating an adventure once a week has been the pattern I've been following for a while. And thank you to my therapist who helped me sort that out.
I love that. Adventure once a week. Got any examples that you've done recently?
Yeah. Climbed some significant alpine peaks, done some open water shark diving in the South Pacific.
Shark diving specifically, like you just dive for sharks?
Is this? Yeah, just dive for sharks. It's dive with sharks. They're pretty good at finding you. Is this thing on video or just audio?
It's on video.
Okay, cool. So you can if you're listening on audio, go to wherever he does the video thing. I am not a park and like sitting in front of a Ferrari to do stuff, but let me just this screen right here, these are me and my people.
Oh, like beautiful.
This is the stuff we do. And it has nothing to do, the only car in here is an old Suburban we took down into the Canyonlands. We just, like, I want to be free and I want my people free. My 5 kids, Jill has 5 kids. And adventures can be down the street. I bought an electric skateboard over the past year and a half, whatever, because I'm a snowboarder and you couldn't travel to snowboard. So I'm snowboarding on an electric skateboard up and down the hills in my neighborhood all the time, like, just get out there and do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I see the shark. So out of the most, past couple adventures, what has been the most fun, like that you can maybe recommend or that you enjoyed the most?
Okay. The most fun recently has been with one of my daughters. She's 14. And she dragged me into going and getting ice cream and watching a movie recently. I mean, it sounds silly, but I was stuck, and it's a Friday afternoon. I was done working and I was like, I'm bored. It's rain out. And she was like, let's go watch. I was like, I want to watch this movie. I had so much fun. Just dropping everything, forget your schedule and go. Like,
Yeah.
light the fire and go.
I love it. Man, well, I appreciate your time here today. So much enlightening information. I think everybody's going to learn a lot from this. Definitely check out Group Coach Nation. You're all going to have to sign up for my new mastermind coming soon. I think you have that impact, man. It's going to happen. So that's so beautiful just to think about too. All the people that you're creating masterminds, they're masterminding, they're changing different people's lives. It's a beautiful thing that you're creating here. I really appreciate it. Do you have any other last thoughts for the audience or anything else?
No, guys, get out there and do the work to get the results. We say that at the end of every conversation at Group Coach Nation. I'd say it here too. You got to find the right work to do, right? You got to find the right person you trust, run the strategy, run the plays. But ultimately, it's an execution game. Do the work, get the results. That does not mean work 80 hours a week. It just means find the right work, execute on those key things, and you get the results. Stay after it. You got this.
I love it. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us about some adventures or anything you learned from the episode today. Thank you so much. Until next time.